Hi everyone, this is Dan and the future holds crypto. So we have had a very interesting week last week, let's say. There are a lot of questions related to what's going on and so forth, and a lot of sentiment out there and is that we are in the bear market. And to some degree, that's 100% correct because we have been in a bear market in November, so it depends on how you define these things. But I think the most fears are related to what are the next steps, because can this actually be only the beginning of the bear market? Like in past cycles when we had the peak, and it is interesting that in the past, we talked about the cycles, the halving events, the fact that it's actually in the code, and Bitcoin is a driver to that, and it's very easy to to correlate with having events, and of course not exactly when they happen because they take a while to be priced in. But in the past, it after the having event, it took like 1 year and a half or something like that to get to the market top. And we had a lot of other discussions related to this in terms of lengthening cycles and stuff like that. And that we discussed about how to invest, and the fact that you shouldn't hunt for the top or the bottom, because it's almost impossible to catch, even if in some cases we have very strong indicators. And it's very good to layer in to do dollar cost averaging, like irrelevant of the price, you can buy in with small amounts or whatever you think it's okay, not to be something that you would be okay to lose if anything happens, right? Not to lose sleep over. That's the main thing. And of course, this is kind of what you have to do at the top, and where we're looking at the profits that you gained, you have to select some or to set some take profits targets and do it. And I can tell you from personal experience, this is much easier said than done, because it's very easy to get very excited of the moment, on the moment when the greed sets in, when everybody's euphoric, and then everybody knows the theory, and that probably is the good moment to sell. But a lot of people don't, and but I can tell you from personal experience that I did learn when to buy, when the people are fearful, and I did learn about DCAing. I learned a lot of stuff on buying. I can tell you that in terms of selling, I knew all the theory, but I didn't get out in time, and this is fine. It's something that at one point I said to myself, and I was like, I understood this is a risk, and knowing myself, this is a actual risk. But we do have other cycles. Yes, it is frustrating, of course, but we do have other cycles. This is not the end. Um, you need to learn from this. You need to learn how you felt. Take a note how you felt in those moments when, for example, the market was euphoric. How you felt then when the market was really scared. How you felt at that point when you bought or not. And in time you'll realize that some moments are actually basically the opposite of what you feel, what you need to do. So, but in general, um, you don't need to panic. You need to learn from your past mistakes and keep up with the plan. If you're DCAing in, you'll catch the next cycle, right? And the next, this is just this discussion here, of course, but the next cycle probably will start in 2024 after the halving event. Not saying necessarily this is the end of this cycle, but it certainly looks towards that direction. Uh, very few hopes left for another ramp up. Um, and if it happens like in previous cycles, because people were saying no, this time is different, very dangerous to say, by the way. Lengthening cycles, we have a lot of other things like institutions coming in and stuff like that. It's dangerous to say this time is different. And It seems that the lengthening cycles for now are not necessarily working, and we did break basically the trend, because if you look at the here, we did put a lower low, and this is a lower low since the last one in June 21. So basically, to some degree, this is already broken. But now, this doesn't mean that it's necessarily the end for this cycle, but it looks like this probability is much more in favor to that one. There are other things that can happen. For example, something similar happened with the stock market in 2000s, and basically we had a lower low before we rallied again. But be prepared basically for emotionally for another possible bear market in 2024. And when I'm saying this, people I think don't understand because I've been through one. But you can see prices, especially in the altcoin sector, going back down 96%, and it doesn't feel fine, very nice. But in my case, I'm going to keep adding to my bags as much as possible through DCAing or finding good moments in the bear market. But don't forget, don't put all your money in one place, because usually you won't find the bottom, right? And then you'll have to learn to control your emotions when you see all your money go with 30% more down. And people at one point, I think a lot of people don't understand that if something is down, let's say 70%, it can go down even 70% again. This is how math works. And not saying that's going to happen, but be prepared for such an event. And what I'm telling is, pick good projects. Well, of course, Bitcoin is the safest, but pick good projects. And when I'm telling you to pick good projects, I'm really telling you to do your own research, and not just don't be caught on with the hype, because it's very easy in this sector to be caught on with the hype. We have projects with a lot of marketing. We have projects with a lot of big communities, with VC fundings that do marketing through, they pay YouTubers and other people to do their marketing. And it's very easy to get caught on, especially when you see the gains. You can look in at a coin. You see the website, you see the community, a lot of engaged people. You think this is a great project because it already went 10x up. Well, first of all, try not to get into the project when you just learned about it after it went 100x, right? Because when you see something like, let's say, for a coin went from 20 cents to $100, and then you see a YouTube video telling you that it can go up to thousands of dollars, that's a red flag, especially if you look at the market cap and see how much money is already in there. That's a red flag. Be careful with that. Be careful who you watch, and be careful, basically, remember who said that. Remember who said that, and also do your own math there. How much money needs to go through from, let's say, 100 to thousands. And I'm talking about Luna in this case, and you'll see what I'm talking about. People were thinking it's going to go to $4,000 or something like that. It went to zero. But I'm telling you, look at the projects. Try to do a couple of things before investing. Don't go in only because you saw it with a friend, or because it's trending on Twitter, or because it's you have seen a YouTuber say that it will go non-stop in the air, right? No, do some of your own research. And what I'm doing is, first of all, in a lot of situations, and I'm most of them actually, who is the founder? Who actually built the project? Who is that guy? Who are those guys? What did they do in the past, right? Because you need to see, basically, the founder is really important, and this is especially available. This is a statement that is it goes well in the startups in general. those founders are really, really, really important to get that business on the ground and to be successful. It's a lot of the matter is dependent on the founders, and you need to see what experience they have first of all. And you can see here that this Do Kwon already had a failed stablecoin, right? And besides that, you need to see if you can get a grip on their character, and this is very important because this character, if you want to change the world, for example, or just make money yourself or all the people, what kind of a person are you? What do you want to achieve? And there are a lot of, unfortunately, bad examples here as well. This guy was going on Twitter and saying that wasn't talking to people, all of them, all who did not agree. He was calling them poor. Don't gamble against the poor. Pretty sure he's poor. What I said was, have fun staying poor. I guess that's similar. You still poor. I don't liquidate the poor. Whatever. This is not okay. And from my point of view, I already have a lot of red flags in terms of character. And it's not only this. But you can, whatever, I'm not going to get into more details, but I wouldn't invest in any project with a founder that thinks like that and acts like that and is like a prick, basically. The character is really important when you're building a project, especially if you are saying that you want to change things. After you let's say you look at the founder, what do? You try to get a grip on the technical part of the project. If it's on GitHub or any other platform, try to look on the GitHub, see basically there, if you have any code experience, you can try to see the code quality, but it takes a lot of time, especially if it's a big project. But you can certainly look into how many commits per day, how many developers are there, and try to find other statistics related to the code quality, the involvement, what are the latest big changes in the code and stuff like that. Third is the community, but definitely the first two are really, really important. I mean, don't get into a project just because somebody shilled it to you. And you can see right here what happened with this Luna thing, which is basically, this is a major event, and I think this basically created a big part of the crash from last week in crypto, because I wanted to show you something first. Well, it's rough in crypto right now, but it's not rough only in crypto, it's rough all over the place. Look at some stocks that I'm gonna show you right now. It's Adobe went down 47%. Netflix went down 77%. PayPal went down 77%. Facebook went down 66%. Now it's a little bit upper, but 48, but still. We have a lot of stocks going down and big ones, big companies. So this is the economic world we're living in right now, and I think it's all related to the money printing, and not only that, but basically the inflation that was generated by the money printing and other issues generated by the COVID situation across the globe. So the fact that when I was saying it will be inflation, nobody believed it, and not only me, but some others did as well. The other things, everybody was caught by surprise. No, I don't think so. And now, and then when we thought about the inflation that will happen, basically the Fed was working for investment, because they were giving free money in terms of zero interest rates to give for people to invest in riskier assets. Now they're increasing the interest rates basically, but now not as easy to get money, and not only that, but they want to take some of the printed money from the markets as well in the 1 month or something like that. They are saying that the interest rates hikes will be 0.5 in the next 2 meetings or something like that, and I think they're targeting 2.5 or 3.5 in one until the end of 2023. It is interesting because it will be, I mean, on the short term, I don't see a lot of events happening that could flip the market sentiment. But and I think that until this interest rates hikes are finished, I don't think we'll have a very big bull run. But well, I don't want to give any predictions here, but some things seem to align. And in 2023, I think the hike rates will be done. Probably the inflation will be going down as well. The halving event will happen in 2024, but don't wait only 1.5 years or something like that to be priced in completely. And basically it kind of makes sense from this point of view. Now it's interesting to see what happens with crypto in the meanwhile, because crypto, as I said before, I think it has an ace up its sleeve in terms of adoption. What happened last week with Luna will be not helpful for crypto, because it's opened the doors to all the politicians, to all the government, to impose their agenda, and look what happened there, look at the problem, blah blah blah, we need to regulate. And to some degree they're right. Hopefully they will regulate in a good manner, but nobody knows. For sure this will affect the crypto industry, and that's kind of why I'm pissed on this, because my heart goes to people who lost money in Luna, but I will have no empathy, absolutely no empathy for the guys who made this happen. The problem because they affected the whole market, they affected the whole industry, and this will be talked about for years and years and years. It will be remembered like a very big crypto event, and there will be repercussions. I'm telling you, for all the crypto. But don't get me wrong. I mean, of course, these things will happen in certain fields, new fields. Crypto won't die. It will still be there. It's already out of the bag. I've already seen campaigns for politicians with pro-crypto because they think they bring in votes. So this is on the table. The interesting thing would be to see how it evolves. We'll see about that. But definitely there will be some repercussions from this. And by the way, this is what happens from the 10th of May until 12th of May, where it actually, 13th of May, it went from 300 million Luna coins to 6.5 trillion coins. And why was that happening is because they pegged to the US dollar, and they had a model where whenever the USD was less than $1, they can burn. They will sell Bitcoin. They will sell USD for Luna, and when it was more than $1, they can burn Luna. And because the USD went a lot under the dollar, basically because in algorithmic stablecoin they created this issue from the code. So that's what happened there. But definitely that's what happens when you build fast. You're arrogant and you think you're on top of the world, and you just build fast and to get rich fast, right? That's why I'm a very big fan of Cardano, for example. People are saying they're very slow, but come on, hopefully. I mean, take your time. After what happened with Luna, I mean, take your time, do things right. I would certainly appreciate that much more than being a VC-backed project and trying to get those people rich fast. That's not the end game here. A lot of people are in crypto because they want to change the world, especially the ones that are building the project. And I admit that people that invest in crypto, most of them are for the money. But a lot of people that build the projects are in it for changing the world. And I think we need it, because a lot of people lost trust in their governments and the centralized entities from what they have done in the past, right? And we need a system. We need a decentralized system, and hopefully we'll manage to build one in time. And I'm quite sure that it will happen, depending on what project. So, but pick the right one when you're doing your investment. Do your research, related to but this is something here. What CZ Binance said: you can mint your way out of bankruptcy all the time. This is what they minted 6 trillion coins. By the way, this is where the VC backers of Luna. You can a lot of VC backers here, a lot of them. So that's why I'm not a very big fan of VC backed projects, because a lot of things happen here. I mean, not all VCs are bad, but most of them are thinking about gains. Yes, of course, they are the ones that take the, let's say, most of the risk. So they expect big gains, but that's the problem. They expect big gains. Are they into this crypto thing for profits, or what are they in for? Most of them, in my view and what I've seen, are for profits. And the mentality of let's do things fast and break things. Look what happened here. It affected the entire crypto market, and people are bullying Cardano for doing peer review academic research. Well, I pretty much prefer that model, and that's my philosophy. So take care of this thing, or have this in mind when you're investing. And what I wanted to show you again, or after something else that I wanted to show you, is like, you know, that they had Bitcoin bought in their reserve, and they just confirmed that they sold 80,000 Bitcoins in 2 days, between 8th and 10th of May. Well, this explains a lot of the crash from last week. This is interesting because basically Luna also they crashed the market. This is what happened, right? By the way, there were a lot of theories that there are some conspiracy theories that some Wall Street guys broke it. Well, I'm sorry, guys, but probably they did us a favor, because they did it right now, not waited for even more people to get adoption and then break it. And of course, it was. I mean, not only that, but it was so easily broken. A system should not be so easily broken. Not to say that the model that they explained with UST and Luna, a lot of people on the internet mentioned that this is not sustainable and explain why, but nobody from Luna wanted to listen. So you know that we discussed in the past about the inflows, the exchange inflows and outflows, and I was telling you that I was seeing an interesting trend that was one of the first time I've seen, or only if not the only time I've seen in Bitcoin, where the price was heavily dropping, but the number of Bitcoin exchanges was also heavily dropping, and it seemed like a changing moment in history of Bitcoin. Might still be. What happened now? By the way, the chart here shows that the outflows are bigger than the inflows, meaning that more Bitcoin were leaving the exchanges than more Bitcoin than Bitcoin were coming into exchanges. And usually, when Bitcoin comes into exchanges, people are preparing to sell, because they either hold them in their personal wallet, hardware wallets, and stuff like that, and when they put it on the exchange, they're kind of preparing to sell most of the time. So I was saying that it is very good that we were still we had outflows, inflows smaller than outflows. And it will be good until if this doesn't reverse. And last week it did reverse, and this is not a very good sign, because we are in a downtrend. The Bitcoin exchanges goes up in supply on the exchanges. When it's already in an uptrend, it can create a very big sell pressure. So it's not good that this happened here. That's why I'm saying that this might very well be the beginning of a bear market, or not the beginning, because the beginning was in November. But definitely we might need to wait a while. But what I've seen to be interesting here is that give me a second. This is where is it? If you look here, from here to here, this is basically the difference on showing you the very big number of Bitcoin that went on the exchanges in those couple of days, and this is interesting because it kind of shows you that the numbers from Luna are very well fitting with the event, because they said that they sold 80,000 Bitcoin, and if you look here from here to here, 92,000 Bitcoin arrived on exchanges during those days. So if this is the blip, it depends now what happens. Is this blip because of the Luna thing big enough to actually sparkle a trend change, or in terms of keep selling your Bitcoin because people are panicking, lost the trust in the crypto market in general? Or will this blip be corrected in relatively medium to short time in the market? We'll have to see. Nobody knows, and if they tell you they know, they don't. And what I wanted to, well, this is let's leave it on a more optimistic message in the end. The president of El Salvador said that 32 central banks, 12 financial authorities, 44 countries will meet in El Salvador to discuss financial inclusion, digital economy, banking and unbanked, the Bitcoin rollout and its benefits of the country, and then lists all of the countries here: Egypt, Jordan, Nigeria, Rwanda. These are not big economies in general, but a lot of them, and it's enough if some of them are jumping in on the Bitcoin boat. It will be interesting. Let's say it will be interesting. So I'm just going to leave this here, hopefully as optimistic or some good news for today. Other than that, be careful out there. Be patient. Do DCA, or not throw all your money in one buy or sell. So you won't be stressed when something like this happens. And choose your project. Do your own research. Don't let be shields. Don't let shillers get you. That's it from me today. Have a great one. Bye.